It's a real pleasure to have Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali here, and I'd like to express our deep appreciation for your visit to our country, together with your delegation. And we had frank and full and wide-ranging discussions on a number of issues. The two countries share a common commitment to enhance our political and economic cooperation, and also to implement new and existing memoranda of understandings and agreements between us. The strong and resilient bonds of friendship that were forged many years ago during South Africa's struggle for freedom have set a very firm foundation for both countries in terms of deepening our relations and enhancing our mutual endeavors on regional and multilateral forums. I'm also very pleased with the progress that we have made today on the important matter of crafting a strategic partnership between our two countries. Our respective ministers of foreign affairs will take this essential process forward in 2020. We have today confirmed that the Joint Ministerial Commission between our two countries will meet in Addis Ababa during this year. A number of South African government departments have had valuable contact with their Ethiopian counterpart ministers and are making good progress in strengthening relations between our two countries. We welcome the finalization of a new agreement and two memoranda of understanding. The one agreement is on the waiver of visa requirements for holders of diplomatic and official passports that is expected to ease the travel of officials between our two nations. The Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in the field of tourism will extend our partnership to a sector of great importance to both countries due to the employment opportunities that are created and the foreign currencies that is generated through tourism. We also welcome the Memorandum on Cooperation in the field of health, which is a vital area that is of great importance to the citizens of both countries, especially the young, the old, and the infirm. South Africa wishes the people of Ethiopia every success in their political and economic developments, which have just been wonderful and unbelievable. Ethiopia's democratic progress needs to be nourished and preserved, and we are in full support of Ethiopia in this regard. Ethiopia's development success is closely linked to South Africa's success and the success of the continent. We applaud the great vision that led to the realization of peace between Ethiopia and Eritrea, a situation that appeared to be intractable some time ago. It is fitting that the Nobel Peace Prize for 2019 was awarded to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed for his decisive initiative and continued efforts to resolve the border conflict with an important neighbor. This speaks to the Prime Minister's objective to attain ongoing peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. Our discussions today also covered South Africa's assumption of the rotational chair of the African Union in February this year. We expressed our hope for closer collaboration on issues of concern to our continent as we advance Agenda 2063 and realize the objective of silencing the guns. The achievement of sustainable peace and stability is an essential condition for national, regional, and continental development. This effort will be enhanced by the fact that South Africa has been appointed the AU champion on AU-UN cooperation on peace operations. The rotational chairship of the AU also coincides with South Africa's third tenure as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. We hope to continue our cooperation with other African nations of the UN Security Council and with members of the AU Peace and Security Council. And working together, we will endeavor to achieve the social and economic development of the continent and the realization of a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. The Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement is an important milestone that affords South Africa and Ethiopia the opportunity to grow their respective economies through strengthened trade and investment. We are extremely pleased that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has returned to his second home, South Africa, and the city in which he studied as a student. In conclusion, I wish to thank the Prime Minister and his delegation for making the time to undertake this important visit to South Africa and for the progressive and constructive discussions that we have had today. We obviously look forward to many more such valuable engagements so that our political and economic relations can indeed continue to grow from strength to strength. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency President Ramaphosa. Your Excellency Prime Minister Abiy, if I could invite you, sir.
Your Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa, I would like to express my gratitude to you and to your government for the warm welcome extended to me and my delegation since our arrival to this beautiful country and beautiful city of Pretoria. Although South Africa has been a home for me where I was here several years ago as a student. The Rainbow Nation is one that is close to Ethiopia through our shared history and strong ties. Ethiopia was a constant partner of the people of South Africa in their struggle for the freedom and the equality. This morning's meeting with President Cyril Ramaphosa has been a great opportunity to further solidify the long-standing relations between our two countries. We discussed the various reform measures we have been undertaking to draw parallels where they exist and enable collaboration. Beyond elevating our economic and political ties, we also explored ways of enhancing our people-to-people ties across and within our two countries. Just like Madiba had considered Ethiopia his home in 1962, many Ethiopians now have made South Africa their home. They contribute to the country professionally and by engaging in businesses. They have made investments in various sectors and have given birth to their children in South Africa. Indeed, they too comprise the Rainbow Nation. In my discussion with Ethiopian community representatives here in Pretoria, they shared with me the love and respect they have for their home away from home. And I told them back that I share the feeling because South Africa is very lovable. I also extend my invitation to South Africans to come and invest in Ethiopia and make it their home as well. My administration is committed to creating a conducive investment and business environment, which South Africans can also take part into that opportunity. And we look to South African private sector to come and share our journey of creating prosperity with mutual gains for both sides. Ethiopia is now opening up to private capital in telecommunication, energy, logistics, and other industries, which South African investors have great experience on these fields. We also discussed the way in which we can boost our trade volume between our two countries, considering the great potential that exists, particularly through the opportunity that the African Continental Free Trade Area provides for bilateral and intra-regional trade. Noting the importance of standing on the international arena with a common voice, we have also discussed and agreed with President Ramaphosa to collaborate closely on multilateral issues. I consider this visit as a great opportunity that will deepen our ties and look forward to our sustained partnership. I thank you, Mr. President.
I'll now take the first round of questions from the foreign editor of the SABC, Ms. Sophie Mkwena.
Thank you.